Hello everybody. I had a green Christmas. I look out my front door and the lawn is green. I have one of those infrared heat roasting ovens that I took a whole chicken, split it down the middle, and cooked it in there. And then I rewarmed my homemade stuffing on the top layer. I also had a Secret Santa. Oh, yes I did. It got delivered today. Today is the day after Boxing Day. Oh, what is that? Is that something to keep me warm when it gets cold? Oh, my feet get so cold sometimes. Oh, I have a wonderful Secret Santa. Yes, I do. I can't wait to tear into that package and get a good look at what was sent to me anonymously. Oh, look at that. It has rubber soles so I don't slip and fall on the linoleum or the tile, and it has lining on the inside. Oh my goodness, what do I see? Is that Velcro? Oh, when you're in your 60s, the ease of getting shoes on, and sometimes your feet swell, Velcro is your friend. It is not your friend when you're a teenager. You won't be caught dead with it, but when you become my age, oh, it's just the best thing since sliced bread, as my grandpa used to say. Yes, look at that. Oh, so nice and toasty and warm, and I can mark the size, whether or not my foot's swollen or not. Doesn't even matter. Oh, thank you, Secret Santa. You don't know how happy you've made me. Oh my goodness. Many blessings. So what I did was I made bone broth, chicken stock. They call it bone broth now, but I call it chicken stock out of my chicken. My chicken skins and my chicken bones. I cooked it for 1 hour the day after I cooked the chicken. And I wanted to cook it longer, but I wanted to go to bed. I was tired from Christmas dinner. So I cooked it another hour the next day. Look at that. That's exactly what I want. It turns to almost like Jell-O. You want that. There's the richness in that chicken broth, which I can use with my noodles, my ramen noodles, because I don't use those little packets. They're too salty. And I can control the salt in my soups. So what I do is I like to divide them up. If I know I'm not going to use it right away, I'm not going to leave it stored in my refrigerator and forget about it and wind up throwing it out. Took days to make it. So I put it in containers the size I know I'm going to use. Then I freeze the containers. And I mark them well with the masking tape. And then I will take them out once they're frozen. And I can put them in my Seal-A-Meal bags. Now they'll stay nice and frozen, frost-free for almost as long as I want it. Now this won't last very long because I will use it up. So I'll probably leave one of them out of the freezer bags. And the other ones I will put in the freezer bag for down the road when I want some chicken stock that is not full of sodium. Because, yeah, you gotta watch that sodium, folks. So, salt is good, but in moderation. So this will be a larger one because I ran out of the other size. I had frozen my spaghetti sauce, homemade spaghetti sauce, in the other smaller ones. So I'll use this and I'll freeze it. And you can cut it in half with a knife once it's frozen if you want, and divide it up and freeze it that way. I do the same thing with if I just use a little bit of tomato paste, I'll put it in one of the smaller containers, freeze it, and then I could cut it with a knife, a tablespoon or a teaspoon, whatever amount I need. And then I can just use it like that. And it's wonderful. And it cuts quite easily, surprisingly enough. So I'm putting the lids on, and then I'm going to mark it with masking tape in my marker. And don't forget to put the date on it just in case that gets shoved to the back of your freezer Now, folks, we all know that happens. Things get shoved to the back of the freezer, and you don't find it till a year later. Merry Christmas.